With just a few weeks from now, preparations are well underway for the 126th Lilac Festival here in Rochester.
Earlier today, Liam Healy spoke with the man in charge with caring for the namesakes, the lilacs, of course. Liam.
Yeah, according to Mark Quinn, Adam Teresa, the superintendent the superintendent of horticulture for Monroe County Parks, we're right where we want to be for this year's festival, despite what has been so far a pretty unusual spring.
Right now, looking at the lilacs, we're pretty comfortable that we're going to have a pretty good bloom. Assuming we don't get a lot of real warm weather, we should be in pretty good shape.
The festival is slated to run from May 10th to the 19th, returning to its normal weekday schedule as well this year, in contrast to last year's weekend-only event, according to Lexi Rodera, the event manager of this year's festival.
This year, we're back to our roots, where it's 10 straight days of family fun, food, and community.
As Mark said, we're right on track to see the lilacs bloom just at the right time. He says don't let some of the early blooms fool you, too, if you're passing by.
3 weeks and a day out from the beginning of the festival. Right next to me, this is an early Korean lilac, and you can see it's still fairly tight, but this is much earlier than the vulgaris. The bulk of the collection's about 70% vulgaris, and they're usually a couple weeks behind this. We've got 500 different varieties and 1,200 individual specimens, and the range of the bloom is very long.
And while there have been some early,
they bloomed as early as April 29th, and I think that was back in 1945.
And some late.
As late as June 6th, the peak blooms.
The data is on our side.
In fact, we've got more than 100 years of records to look at. Typically, about 85% of the time, it's the second week of May. And again, with the weather we're looking at, really looks very positive for us.
And of course, don't forget, News 8 is going to be back at the festival this year as well. Be sure to come find us and say hi in just a few weeks. And I'll toss it back to 3 people you might just see there right now.
And we'll say hi. I just love all kinds of flowers, but the lilacs too. They're just